Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another shitty TV show review. This time, it will be for MTV's The Jersey Shore. In case there are those of you who have been blessed by not knowing what this show is, it is about a group of young 20-something idiots who vacate to a beach house on the coastal towns of New Jersey to work at some worthless beach boutique for several weeks during the summer. They are never really shown working at these places, and the rest of the time, the show consists of them going to bars, getting drunk, and acting like a bunch of vapid sluts and himbos. Apparently, none of them know each other, and the premise of them vacating into one beach house is by the means of the program production. Yes, it's that pointless. Those quote-unquote jobs they all have during these summers just serves as a way of paying for the beach cottages they stay at. And they're all a bunch of foo-foo-y stupid jobs, like an apparel store, and an ice cream store, I shit you not. So, when they are not doing that, they are assigned by the executive producers to do anything stupid to create drama. As a matter of fact, the true star of the show, Snooki, yes, that's what this thing is called. As I was saying, the true star of the show, Snooki, even got herself punched in the mouth in one episode when over at one of the various bars. The reason being I never found out, yet I was seeing this on the TV, as it was happening. So I think it was just bound to happen, provided what behavior I was witnessing from her up until that point. The only thing interesting about the other women in the show is that they show half their tits and ass. All else that ever comes out from their mouths amounts to thick, fibrous tangles and knots of hookups, cheating, and relationship problems. I could never tell who was which who for more than 20% of the time. And there's often cheating on one another and getting back together and breaking up with each other, over and over and over again. Why the fuck did they agree to have millions of people watch them doing shit like this and have their own reputations destroyed? The guys in the show are all meathead, douchebag layabouts who, as quoted by that Mike the Situation guy, they wake up, go to the gym, tan their skin, and starve themselves every day. All before going to their simple life jobs and going out to find women at the risk of unknown STDs. Very smart. So it's not like they even make societal contributions, or have proper hobbies. And have you seen the way Mike talks? It doesn't look like he's older. His gaze is very spacey and speaks like he has mild vertigo affliction, as if from spinning around with a bat too much when he was a child. And one of the guys has what I refer to as the stupidest haircut a guy can get. This haircut is a dead giveaway of the intelligence level of the person who sports it. I mean, holy shit and piss and fries, what message do the people who wear this hairstyle think is getting across to everyone else in the room? Do women actually find this hair attractive? They must drink too much, because it's awfully silly looking. Anyways, back to me explaining how the show works. It's essentially just like The Hills, except it manages to be stupider and more pointless than that show, and this time, they are all Italians, which apparently prompts the interest of some people. Hence, the terms guidos and vedettes, used to characterize them. Those words just make me think of juggalos, as in Femmes of Insane Clown Posse, another facility of stupidity. At the community college I go to, I'm expected to coexist with all walks of life, not limited to race, creed, sexual orientation, wealth, and political alignment, to name a few qualifiers. While I'm a rather intelligent person, I don't come from a family wealthy enough to have allotted me an immediate transfer from high school to a regular 4-year university, hence, why I go to community college for the time being. I also work a part-time job on the side, so I'm actually going to be entering my 3rd year at the school. However, since it's still a community college, there are still the influxes of people who go there, because they are both poor and semi-retarded. There are fresh out of high school dumb bitches at my community college who I've seen walking around either talking too loudly, saying how much they can't stop watching the Jersey Shore, talking about the situation, or who have been walking around wearing t-shirts for the show. And, since the mid-2000s, I still see guys who have this type of hair. They are typically Mexicans and under the average adult male height. Or maybe they are Italians, but there aren't many people with that background where I live. Or of some other non-white background. And they all wear those types of clothes, and sometimes have shiny black shoes, like these. And they all listen to bullshit music like rap, or ICP, and aspire to be gangbangers. Some of them enlist in the sex offender registry, but they weren't in my graduating class and I wouldn't like to name anyone specifically. I've seen advertisements for this fucking show, here on YouTube and other video streaming sites, before I heard the word of mouth banter about it. It ranks as the top viewed show on MTV, which just goes to show how far off the deep end people's taste has become. It's been mentioned in class discussions I've been in, particularly in my English courses, both of them, sadly enough. And I'd even overheard some people make mention of the show just before the start of class in a few of my legal studies courses. There's nothing entertaining about this show at all. It's essentially just a bunch of brunette preps and jocks from the more populated ghetto towns in the East Coast trying to devise a tease in them trying to get laid with each other. Yet they all act disgusting and are unable to go through one day without saying or doing something stupid. For the 2nd season, the same group of people went to live with each other again in another beach house. This time, in Florida. The state that always gets hit by hurricanes. How very smart. Hopefully they all do manage to get hit by a hurricane, and all the water will damage the cameras filming them. This show has me worried about my generation. If they are all tuning in every week during the winter to watch a pile of crap like the Jersey Shore, how can you expect to trust them when they begin acquiring employment and other responsibilities, as well as becoming parents? Before you know it, the country is going to be swarming with a bunch of rude, low-IQ assholes with no taste. Hopefully, by making this video, people will begin to think about what kinds of television, movies and music they consume, and how it can alter their mentality and values. Damn these NTV executives for pushing content like this onto the masses. I godlessly pray their food deliveries be oversalted when they order food to their studio offices. Nothing is more puerile than this show. As a matter of fact, after a few minutes of web browsing, I've discovered news that the 4th season has just started, and for this season, they are actually going to Italy. What the fuck? It's just one more way to embarrass this country even more than it already has during the last 10 years with Bush in office, and all the other horrible reality TV that's been aired. Maybe some of the natives over there or the mafia will abduct everyone in the cast, and then the whole show will rightfully come to an end. I can't say what difference this location change makes. Nothing ever changed from each episode up until this point. The only reason I was able to see this show was because one of my siblings watches it around the same time I'm using the kitchen in my house. Other than that, I don't cruise anywhere near MTV. For fucking Christ's sake, there's not even any of today's shitty music on the main station. Save yourself the gray matter and never watch Jersey Shore.